Okay, so today we've got Mike Tyson, everyday Americans, black conservatives, and even people who ain't fully picked sides yet, all saying the same thing that completely wrecks the story that we've been fed for years. And the left, oh, their reaction is exactly how you'd expect. Let's start.
But listen, my whole experience with President Trump is that he's just a genuine, real person. If he got your back, he's with you 100%.
Yeah, he's a loyal guy. That's sure.
My experience with him. That's my experience with him. Yeah, that's why I'm for him 100% because he's never been nothing but for me.
He's one of the most loyal guys you'll ever meet. Are you?
But listen,
huge shout out to Mike Tyson because he's backed Donald Trump at every phase of his presidency, man, maintaining that same stance. This right here is what drives the Democrats crazy. It's not just what Tyson said, it's who said it. You can't paint Mike Tyson as some political puppet. He's a cultural icon, global name, built-in credibility. And notice what he talked about. Loyalty, character, personal experiences. That cuts through the media talking points. I mean, slice it. Because the left, they don't want people evaluating leadership based on lived experiences. They want approved opinions delivered through approved outlets. The moment someone outside their system says something different, smear mode activates. And this isn't isolated. It connects directly to something bigger happening right now.
You see, folks, Donald Trump has now ruptured and took a wrecking ball to the global order. That global order with the globalists has been demolished. But what's interesting is that the move that Canada, Mark Carney, is making when he announced the New World Order, when he negotiated with China. Macron from France is now stating that he would like to build bridges and be invited to the BRICS nation summit. So we have some interesting things that's occurring. But as you can see, folks, we've been the pawns in the game of the globalists. And a lot of people are missing the fact that the globalist has been running the world and not really paying attention. So these people like China, who we claim to be our enemies, a threat, Russia being a threat, they claim. It's amazing how France and Canada, all of a sudden, China is not so much of a threat, or Russia. But Russia, I don't think they're a threat like what it was before when it was the Soviet Union. But notice how these elites, these world leaders who are led and ran by the globalists, change their position real quick to cozy up to China and want to now align themselves with BRICS, who is trying to destabilize the dollar and go to a different currency than the dollar. So it's going to be interesting. But keep your eyes out. Keep watching and looking. But I trust my president, Donald Trump, who's protecting America. That's the real, folks. You don't got to agree. That's just my opinion. But I trust my president. And I believe that what he's doing is in the best interest of America. But I think so many people have the Trump derangement syndrome. They can't see the good that he's doing for the American worker. He's putting a cap on these credit card companies, 10%. For at least a year. That'll give us opportunity to get out of some of the debt that we're in. Being charged high interest rate from these credit card companies. He's about to ban these corporations from buying up homes. That'll give Americans an opportunity to own a home and not be in competition with these corporations who buying all these houses out for people to rent. So he doing a lot of good things, folks. So look at it for what it is. The facts of what you can see. Y'all enjoy your day. Peace and love.
I know that's right. Now,
see, folks, Donald Trump.
Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick, because while media outlets argue narratives, policy and global positioning are actually shifting. Housing market protection, credit pressure relief, international power balance changes. You don't have to agree with every single point here. That's not the takeaway. The takeaway is this. People are talking policy again instead of slogans. And that's dangerous for narrative politics, because narrative politics depend on emotional labeling, not citizens comparing results. When people start asking, who benefits? Who gets relief? Who gains leverage from this? That's when the conversation stops being controllable. And when that happens, you start seeing tension explode at the local level.
My name is John McCauley. I'm with a grassroots organization called Flip Philly Red. We're here to give something different to Philadelphia, something that y'all are not used to because you've been voting Democrat for the mayor's office for the past 70 years. It's not MAGA who's doing all of the carjacking and the shootings. When we talk about ICE, when 78 million people, 7 swing states, including Pennsylvania, we voted for this. We voted for this. We gave a mandate. So I want to sit here and tell U.S. Senator John Fetterman, U.S. Senator Dave McCormick, to vote yes and support H.R. 7147. I sit here in disgust as I watch Kendra Brooks, Jamie Gunthier hold up pictures of a domestic terrorist, Renee Good. I never seen her put up a picture of Dakara Thompson, a 19-year-old who was raped and murdered by an illegal alien and thrown over a bridge. I never seen her put up a picture of Lincoln Riley, who was raped and murdered. I never seen her put up a picture of Larisha Thompson, a mother. I named 2 black women, by the way. And y'all sit here and pander to white liberal women like Renee Good.
Could you speak on the resolution?
I'm speaking on all of it. It's my First Amendment right. I'm gonna speak. It all goes hand in hand.
Just make
because
sure
we
you speak
funded
on
to
the
deport
resolution.
20. We wanted a fund. We want a fund to deport 20 million illegal aliens that was imported in here by the Biden and Harris administration with the help of the cartels. So why don't y'all stand up for Americans for once? Because America comes first.
And here's the part they really hate. You have a citizen speaking emotionally, bluntly, passionately, and instead of engagement, microphone cut. Now, look, regardless of where you land politically, this is exactly why people distrust institutions. Because, selective amplification is obvious. They pick and choose. Some voices get protection. Some voices get promotion. And a lot of voices get silenced. And when people see that pattern, it radicalizes them further. The left, that is. That's not unity. That's narrative gatekeeping. And it's fueling a much larger cultural shift, especially around identity politics right now. It's something to see, y'all.
Y'all can miss me with all that whining and crying and shit. I've never been a monkey. I'll never be a monkey. Never have been a monkey. It doesn't take away my integrity. Doesn't take away my skin color. Doesn't take away my ambition. Doesn't take away my confidence as a black woman. I can't relate. It does not bother me. What did Trump do that's wrong? I don't think he did anything that's wrong. His staff members, whoever. What? The Democratic Party isn't a bunch of wild animals? I see them as wild animals. And you got the lion in there taming all these motherfuckers. That's how I see it. But, I'm pretty sure the Democrats can relate because that's all they do is thrive off of the racist tropes. That's their whole party is thriving off of racist tropes. Y'all are real sensitive. For real. Maybe I'm just, I don't see forever.
Now, this is where the script completely breaks. Yeah, because the entire modern political machine runs on demographic predictability. Vote blocks, identity alignment, group loyalty expectations, if you will. When individuals reject victim framing, that model completely collapses. And what happens next? They get attacked. We get labeled, dismissed, delegitimized practically. Not debated ever, because debate risks exposure for them. And she's not the only one saying this either.
I'm a black woman in America with conservative views, and somehow that offends more people than actual racism. The moment I don't agree, I'm no longer independent or strong, I'm a... Funny how respect disappears when I don't vote or think the way I'm expected to. Here's the part they hate the most. My identity does not belong to a political party. My skin color isn't a contract. And my mind is not up for group ownership.
Come on.
You don't have to agree with me, but you will respect my right to think for myself.
Ooh. Short, direct, but powerful. This is something people experience quietly all the time. Respect that disappears the moment independent thinking decides to show up. That's nowhere near democracy as they claim it, even though, constitutional republic. That's ideological compliance testing. And when people fail the test, they're treated like defectors. Which leads us directly into this very next moment, where narrative accusations meet real world outcomes.
President Trump, I just want to thank you for being a man of your word and bringing me home to my family. 3 months without my 2-year-old has been, words can't express what it's been for me. And just watching you sign my pardon and get me free, I'm just so grateful, and you're just a hero, and you literally saved my life. And if Kamala had won, not only do I know I would have gotten out in like 2028, but I was nervous that she would probably try to re-indict me on something else. These people are vicious, and I know this is just the beginning. This isn't the end. This is just a start, but justice has to come. But thank you for getting the ball rolling on righteousness and justice in this nation. And so just thank you from me, my daughter Eleanor, and my husband.
I thank you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We love you. And we thank you. We thank you.
God bless you.
Look, you put a black family back together so they can never say you are racist.
Never.
Take care.
I know, right?
We
gotta go. Yeah, we leaving. All right.
Beautiful moment right there. Beautiful moment. This is what things get uncomfortable for the narrative defenders, though, because lived reality doesn't always align with media framing. You've got gratitude, emotion, family respect, and impact. And that can complicate the simplified storylines that's been pushed for years. Politics isn't just ideology on social media, X specifically. It affects real people in tangible ways. And when those people speak, it forces observers to confront nuance, which, again, the modern outrage ecosystem hates, because nuance doesn't drive clicks. Conflict does. And speaking of conflict, let's end it here.
Why is it that you can't have a normal conversation with somebody on the left? It's like, if you don't agree with what they say, they freak the out. And it's like, everybody can agree to disagree. If y'all actually talk to me, y'all would know that I agree with some things on the left and I agree with some things on the right. And y'all immediately go to Trump, and now I'm a Trumpy, and y'all don't want to hear what I have to say, and now I'm racist, and now I want to be white, and I like all this shit, you know what I'm saying? That's why I can't talk to nobody on the left, because they can't even hear you out what you have to say. It's like, if y'all just hear people out and kind of like, give your opinion, you hear their opinion, maybe y'all will agree to disagree, you know what I'm saying? But like, y'all go straight to like attacking, having such bad attitudes. It's like, we can't even have a normal, like, not even a debate, just like a normal conversation about it. Why is it that
normal conversation with the left? Oh man, this might be the most relatable clip in the entire lineup. Not even yelling, no campaigning, no preaching it, just somebody asking for a normal conversation, and somehow this is controversial in 2026, y'all. That should tell you everything about the temperature, modern discourse. And here's the reality. You don't have to agree with Tyson. You don't have to agree with conservatives, and you don't have to agree with the liberals. But if disagreement automatically triggers labeling instead of dialogue, that's not progress. We call that tribalism. And tribalism is exactly how populations stay divided while power structures stay comfortable. So I'll leave you with this. Are narratives collapsing, or are people just finally comparing stories to reality? Sound off in the comments. And if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write America first. Yeah, we're going to try that one. Y'all be safe. Go check out somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.